Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Retro Pioneers podcast. I'm your host, Retro J, and today we have a special guest in the building, a man who knows how to do his content the way he needs to do it, a skit creator, a producer, look, an all-around good dude. I'm going to let him tell you more about himself with Mr. Ant Jones, a.k.a. the Gym Reaper. How you doing, brother?
Man, bless. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate the invite to the show. It's a
Okay.
pleasure to be on the show, man. I'm excited.
Look,
Sure.
man, I'm excited to have you on the show, man, because
Yeah.
I definitely want to touch bases on you with a couple of things because I'm seeing your content like we talked about before getting started, and I love everything that you're doing right now, man, I kind of want more eyes to see what you're doing right now because you definitely deserve it. So, can you kind of lead us towards how you got started in this?
So right now, for a full time job, I'm a police supervisor. Been doing that now for about 11 years. What happened was a buddy of mine who's been streaming for probably 10 plus years told me about 8 years ago. He was like, "Yo, man, you're funny, you're energetic. You should start streaming." And we were actually sitting in the dispatch where we work, and I laughed at him. I'm like, streaming? I'm like, who the hell would want to watch me stream? You know what I mean? That's stupid. I actually laughed at him. I was like, that is dumb. He was like, oh, I'm telling you to do it. So I watched him stream one day. And then as he's streaming, I seen something on the corner of the stream. It's like a little tip jar. I said, what's that? He said, people are donating to me. I was like, people giving you money to see your corny ass stream? I was making fun of him. And I was like, ain't no way people are giving you money. So when I seen that, the money part didn't even amp me up. That wasn't even the thing. What really motivated me was the things that people were commenting underneath his content. They were like inspired. They looked up to him, and I feel like he was making a difference with his content. And that kind of hit me because I'm like I always wanted to somewhat make a difference. The reason why I got into my job was to make a difference because, like I said, I worked in a center city, which was like kind of like crime and a lot of black kids didn't have privileges to what they other people had. So I got into that field because of that. And I said, what if I can get into streaming for that aspect and make a difference? To make people feel not like they're wanted, but to make them feel like they're unique, which they are. And that's what kind of like piqued my interest. So around COVID time, I was streaming off of my Xbox, didn't have the money. My wife actually took a gander on me. She said, you know what? I'm going to start this. I'm going to give you a PC. So she actually helped me get a PC. My wife was
Shout
very
out to the
supportive.
wife.
Yeah, shout out to wifey. She kind of sparked all of this. At that point, I kind of hit the ground running, man. From day one, streaming to one person, I literally was talking as if I was speaking to 1,000 people, man. Like my wife at times was like, "Who are you talking to?" I said, "Just me." I'm, I'm, I'm literally talking to myself. But I was from day one. I looked in the camera and I said to myself, because it was just me. I said to myself, I said, "Man, someday, man, we're going to be able to reach people from all over the world." And I truly believe that. And every time before I go live, I say a quick prayer, and I just know that we're going to literally reach the masses. Because at the end of the day, popularity is cool, but it's changing lives is what really makes the difference for me. And
Yes, sir.
that's kind of where we started at, man. And we're still pushing and still thriving to make that change.
Okay, okay. Look, that resonates with me so much because I myself was at a point where I wanted to make a change ever since I was a kid, right? And that change was to inspire people. Far as what gift did the Father bless me with to
Yes.
inspire and make a difference in the world, in
Yeah.
this crazy world that we're living in right now. So I love talking to people.
Yes.
I love interacting with people far as gaming. I love retro. I love movies. I love music. I love
Yeah.
movies. So I'm like, you know what? I had a person on my Xbox party reached out to me, and it was a girl, by the way. She was like, "Jay, I think you should start a podcast." Nah,
Mm.
I don't see that. It took for someone else to see that vision
Always.
for it to spark,
Always. Yep.
and now I'm reaching people from Canada,
Yep.
UK.
Yep.
So it's just amazing, man, that
Yeah.
you never know who you can touch
Yeah.
in a short amount of time. So with that being said, right, what motivated you to create your trash like content, like
Yeah,
throwing them in the trash can, they trash players?
yeah.
What started that?
So you probably never no one's probably ever gonna believe this, but I've been writing like scripts in my head for years. I'm talking about like my mom's a big comedian. Like I learned every smarts from my mom down to my brother. People used to come over to our house when we were younger just to get entertainment. We were just nonstop crazy. And what happens is I'll just be riding around or I'll just be thinking of something to the point where I get all these ideas and I used to just forget about them. So now I write them down. So one day I'm driving, I'm in my patrol car and I'm sitting at this spot where I'm just chilling. I look over and see a trash can. And I promise you, just like this, it clicked. And I was like, trash. And I wrote it down. I got the notes in my notepad still. I wrote it down, trash, da, da. And the reason why I came up with that is because gaming has changed, and you see it. Gaming has become so competitive. Everyone wants to be the best. Everyone wants to get to the top. No one really shines light on the average trash gamer. And to be honest with you, 90% of the player base is trash.
Yeah.
It's us guys coming home from work. We just want to relax. We get in the lobby, we get dunked on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one talks about that, and no one gives them a seat at the table. So what I do is I flip the script and say, let's make trash gold. Let's make people feel like this is something that they can share with their friends, where they can share a laugh and know that they're trash and feel good about it. And we did it. And the first video I remember posting, I think it hit, I think it was like 4 million, 5 million views, and people were sharing it left and right. People from my hometown was getting it, and the people from all around the world was getting it that was sending to my hometown. And they were like, man, this is so true. Like, I'm so trash at the game. And now I made it acceptable. I made it to the point where people are starting to recognize, man, you know what? I am trash. And back in the day, no one wanted to hear that they trash. You know what I mean? We were all in denial, even myself. You know what I mean? I used to think I was good. And I get in the lobby, I'm like, man, I'm lagging. No, I'm trash. You know what I mean? There's no lag. That was me. That was my fault. So
Yeah.
I created this culture and I created this environment where not only people feel welcome, where now when they get on the game, they're like, yeah, I know I'm trash, but I'm about to have some fun. You know what I mean? And that's the goal and what we're trying to do. We're trying to create this environment where it just expands. You know, people share it with their friends, and then people are like it's almost like therapy. They get at least 5 of my videos. They're like, you know what? After the 6th one, I'm on minute. I'm trash. And that's where I got the concept from, just riding around. And to believe it or not, majority of my skits, when I come up with stuff, I don't use Chat GPT. I don't use AI. I know AI is out there. If you want to create stuff, you can do AI. Everything is off the top of the dome. It's like I get these ideas. I think of some crazy stuff, and I just put it together. I write it down. I script write it, and then I act it out. Then I produce it, and then I film it. And that's how I get a lot of my stuff, man. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
Look, man, I definitely condone you on that, because it's actually, a lot of people don't understand that it's really hard to be a producer, to create what's in the mind and make it actual
Yeah,
reality and visual.
yeah,
So with that, what was a few steps? Because I know, like you said, you're a police chief and
yeah.
stuff in that nature, but
Mhm.
how was it for you to pick up that camera and be like, I'm going to do something with this? Like, what was the struggle for you with
Yeah.
that?
So the biggest thing that the biggest thing you're going to struggle with, and that's anyone, is seeing themselves on camera and hearing themselves on camera. It's the strangest thing. It's weird. You know what I mean? Like you can come up with all these brilliant ideas. The moment you start acting and stuff out on the camera, you're like, well, ew, yeah, I sound like that. You know what I mean? You start looking at the camera like, man, I sound special. I don't want to do this. So the struggle itself was internal. It was internal, seeing myself on camera. And then the biggest struggle that everyone's going to deal with is people talking. People in your neighborhood's going to talk. Your family's going to talk. They're going to be like, man, he wearing a wig. What are you doing? He want Medea on us. So people are going to like talk. And that's the biggest struggle. You start to think internally, what am I doing? There's going to be days you get up and like, why am I doing this? When there's 15,000 other creators out there that's booming. Who am I to the masses? But then I tell people, you are something that no one can replicate. That's the biggest thing when it comes to creating content. Like the ideas I have in my head, you don't have the same ideas in your head. You're completely different, Jay. You reach masses I'm not going to be able to reach. That's why I always tell people to post the content, because the struggles that you may think that you have, they're not real struggles. It's just internal. So a lot of things that you're going to find is internally is within yourself. And that's what I struggle with in the beginning, was just like seeing myself on camera, hearing my voice, me acting things out, not liking what it sounded like versus what it was on paper. So then after you get over that hump, oh, it's like riding a bike, man. It's just like every day, waking up, you do it. Before you know, you got 5 videos, 10 videos. It's after that, it's just consistency at that. That's
Okay,
how it is.
okay. Because
Sure.
I do know you want me to. Okay. I don't know if you can see the comment,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. But yeah, so and that's something I had to deal with when it came down to my journey as a content. Well, I wouldn't say a content creator, but just someone who's bringing content to people. That that's one thing I had to battle with of how will people perceive me? How will people look at what I'm doing? Will people judge your looks before they judge your content? And I struggle with that because it was just like you said, it's different looking at yourself through a screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially if you one of them type of people who not photogenic already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Facts.
like, okay, man, how I'm gonna do this? But a lot of great content creators or a lot of great actors or comedians had to face that reality. How can I overcome the fears that I have within myself? And that's dope that you was able to conquer that because not making content is not easy, and by you having a creative mind like that, man,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
keep going, keep
Yeah.
pushing, keep striving, because you
Yeah.
definitely gonna reach a whole lot of masses
Yeah.
of people, bro.
And that honestly, to keep it real with you, the biggest thing too when it comes to the struggles, when you first start, everyone's gonna have something to say because it's negative. You just started. What I tend to do is like I'm a big believer, obviously, Jesus Christ, but I'm also a big believer of self-affirmation. So the biggest thing is people may scrutinize you in the beginning because you're labeled as a nobody. What I tell myself every day is I'm always big on turning the naysayers to believers.
Hmm.
I know for a fact that my work is going to show for itself and bring the people that were once condemning me, now they're asking for help. And that's what happened. I had people from my own high school that wasn't really rocking with in the beginning. And I know they would see the content. I know because they were friends with me. I know. Sometimes you can see on TikTok when people join your stream, you see their names. They wouldn't say nothing. They'll just join in and leave. But what I tell people to do, and this is something that hopefully that motivates somebody out there that wants to start, is when you first start, you tell yourself this: you're going to be successful. Speak it every single day. I'm going to be successful to the point where people are going to have to support you. Not that you want them to support you, not because that you're reaching out to support them. Let your work be the work that's going to show that's going to make them support you. So when I got into it, I seen people who didn't really want to support. And I said, one day I'm going to be this big figure. I'm going to be this big person that's putting out all these views and stuff like that to the point where they're going to come flocking. And just that's the mindset you got to have every day. You don't think,
Mm.
"Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do it today. I don't know." You think nothing but growth every single day. You say, "One day I'm gonna be up there with Will Smith. I'm gonna be up there with Martin Lawrence." You say that every day, and then you put the grind
Speak it.
with it, it's gonna happen. That's just the way it is.
Look, I always believe when it came down to the father, bro, is you have to speak life towards your life.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just sit here and think things is going to just be handed to you. You have to
Mhm.
speak it into
Yep.
existence, manifest it. Because if you don't close mouth, they say closed mouth don't get fed. So,
Nope. Yep.
you definitely saying the right things, man.
Yeah.
And what I want to know is with that, right? Did you see? Well, I can't say that because regardless of anything, you have a vision of where you're going, right?
Yeah.
But did you see yourself getting to this point back then?
So to be honest with you, I did, but it's weird because, like, I used to go live on stream. I have videos of me 4 years ago, 3 years ago saying that, someday we're gonna reach the masses. We're gonna be able to do these things and stuff like that. Even though I spoke it, to see it happening today, um, I'm 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 beyond humble, but I'm hungry for more. And one thing I always tell people is to be hungry for more, but to be grateful for what you have as well. The
Yes.
problem is when growth comes, and I've seen it happen with other people that were no longer are in the race with me no more. They dropped out because sometimes we pray for things, we get those things, and then when we get them, we don't really
Don't know how to
cherish them,
handle.
and
Yep.
then it just drops. So I've seen a lot of people that was in the same race as me that was boys, and they got the growth, and it's like, yeah, because they got too stagnant. So every day, what I do is, and I visualized it. Now that I'm grateful for it, now I make my hustle harder. Meaning now, since I work 12-hour shifts, I wake up every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? That's even at this level. At this level where I feel like my growth is there every morning. Like tomorrow, I'm getting up 3 o'clock in the morning before I go to work at 7. I get up every morning 3 o'clock. I produce at least 15 videos per day, right?
Mm,
I do it as if one, my life depends on it. Two, the growth depends on it, and three, as if I'm at the bottom still. And you keep that mindset as if you're at the bottom, nothing but growth can come. If you're acting like, you know what, man, I'm already got 20 million views this month, I can chill out. That's not how you grow. So I still get up every day with that like that homeless, hungry mindset. Like, man, I gotta get these videos out here. I can produce my 100 videos a week. Still do it. Still to this day. And that's been 3 years running. I've been doing that and going and
wow.
going and going. Yeah. Yep.
And with that, man, do you ever feel like sometimes you exhausted, you intellectual drained from doing it? Like how does that sometimes feel, and how you able to get yourself out of it?
Honestly, so I there are a lot of days where I am tired. Some days, like, I get up in the morning, I'm like, "Man, I don't feel like doing this." And then I just think of the possibilities. That's what gets me out of it. The mindset is like, I think about it this way, like, my job, I don't hate my job, but then again, I don't see myself working a job for 30 years, riding a patrol car, putting myself in harm's way, and while my family is thinking about that. So I kinda trigger a different part of my mind and go, "I'm not doing this no longer just for me. I'm doing it because one, I want to show my wife that her supporting me back in the day is going to pay off. And two, I want to be able to retire my family by doing this because I know it's possible. So once I get in that mindset about just me, because a lot of times when we have that mindset, we're fatigued, stuff like that, that's just because of self. We're thinking about ourselves. That's being honest. Like that's times where we're like, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like going to work. It's because it's a self thing. But when you dig deeper and be like, I want to retire my wife someday, I want to retire my mom, and I want to put these people in a better living situation, that whole self thing goes out the window. Cause now
Mhm.
you're doing it for more than you. So when I
Yeah.
feel fatigued sometimes and I feel tired, I literally look back and be like, you know what? I know why I'm doing this. This is bigger than me. This is for my family, and I know I'll be able to change lives at the end of the day. And the biggest reason why I get out of the mindset too is the last thing I want to elaborate on is I don't want to just get to the top just to be at the top. I want to get there to help other people. And I know that sounds cliche. A lot of people may say that, but it's the truth because there's a lot of creators, and you're around a lot of creators that are very knowledgeable. They know a lot of stuff. They know a lot of things. They just may not have been given the opportunity to rise. So it's like, how come we can't get to that level? Bring a ladder with us to bring more people up to that level. One person to eat, we all eat. That's my mindset. We all got to eat.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's what this podcast is focused on. Bringing voices all over the world, no matter if you're black, white, more black, but
Yeah, yeah,
just being able to have a voice and being heard. Because a lot of people that have spoken to during this journey mentioned to me, from big or small content creators, that, well, I'm gonna say small content creators, for example. They'll be like, "Well, I be trying to get recognized from a big content creator, but
yeah,
they look down." But
yeah,
I'm like, because you got to understand, some people when they get to that top, they no longer looking at what got them there. They're looking at how they can sustain it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they tend to neglect the people who got them there.
yeah, yeah,
But the thing is, this platform is open to small, big, no matter
yeah,
how many followers or how many subscribers you got, you're welcome to be able to be a voice and let your voice be heard to the masses, because one day it will be known to the masses.
yeah.
I claim that.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
you
Will
know,
be.
the fact that I'm able to even get you on the show proves that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the simple fact, you gotta believe in what you're doing
Have
and
to.
cold heartedly put all your effort into it to be able to make stuff happen. And that's exactly what we try to do here at the Retro Pioneers Podcast.
Nice, nice. I love it, man. I love it. And you just hit something deep too when it comes to like the small creator thing. And it's something that I want to kind of like talk on too. Is like I see it a lot in today's culture where small up and coming creators they get frustrated because other people are not collabing with them. And the biggest thing that I want to mention is when it comes to collabing, especially when it comes to gaming. And I say this all the time for small content creators. don't just go asking for collabs. My biggest tip for people is one to get to know people, right? I'm a big believer of energy. I like feeding off of people, right? That's when it comes to co-streams, stuff like that. I love feeding off energy. We got to mesh. The problem is people today just want to co-stream and just say that they're co-streaming with somebody. You don't really gain anything from that. That's equivalent to follow for follow, right? Not only that, as a small content creator, you want to build your name up to the point someday that these people that have denied you are going to come to you. That's just the mindset you gotta have. And I remember before, not even myself, I remember knocking on doors, inboxing people, no one writing back. I remember people saying, "Oh, that's gonna be $5,000 for a collab." I remember people saying these things to me, but it didn't discourage me. It motivated me. I'm like, one day I want to be able to get to that level, so I don't make the same mistakes that they're making to me right now because I know where I'm going. That's the
Yeah,
mindset you gotta have.
yeah. And see, going off of that, right? It brings back the point where, like, how me and you kind of end up making this happen, right?
Yeah,
When I first saw your content, I didn't just, man, I see his following. Let me try to reach out to him
yeah,
and make it happen. No, I got to know you far as content creation,
yeah.
like
I
creator
seen all the
first.
love. I seen all the
Yes.
love, man. All of the love.
And
Absolutely.
but you deserve all of that love. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference far as someone who's sucking up to someone just to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
something from them
yeah.
than just to actually support something that's actually good.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And your
Yes.
content is absolutely amazing. That's why I'm like, yo, I gotta follow this dude because watching other people, you have something different. And to me, you have something
Yeah.
different and it's worth being a part of because it's like, look at it. Like it's to the point where you have a perspective of creation that looks and the part of being genuine, right? And like I said, I watch other people's stuff, and other people's stuff is like copy paste.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this person obviously copied off this person. You can tell that they don't have no originality. But
Yeah.
when I watch your stuff, I see the comedic genius behind
Yeah.
the skit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You actually funny in real life looks like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, let me see. I need to follow him because I know for a fact, man, he's a good dude. I could tell by just it was one video that you did, man, and going off of your skits, right? It
Yeah.
was one video that you did when you was being serious about everyone coming together and make your content, no matter what it is, make your
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
And that resonated me so much, bro. I was like, look, I gotta make this interview happen because
Yeah.
where he's at right now, as far as that mindset, I need that right now. Cause at one point I felt like giving up, bro.
Same. Yeah.
Watching that video that you did, that clip, brought the motivation back into me. Cause
Yeah.
like sometimes this stuff get drainful, man. So it's like you have to find that spark of energy or that something that motivates you to keep going. And that video, bro,
Yeah.
motivated me. And I was like, look, I definitely got to get the man Jim
Yeah.
Reaper on the show. And look where we at. So
Glad,
with
man. I'm
that,
glad.
man, what some of the stuff you witnessed as far as where you at now, as far as the love that you getting from your community?
Like I said, to be honest with you, man, I never thought it. I knew where we were going, but to see the love we're getting right now, like to get like a couple 10 inboxes a day, like it honestly is crazy. I had people inbox me basically saying like the content helped them throughout the day, helped their life. And the thing is, I'm a big advocate. I reply back to everyone in inbox. And it's not because I'm putting on the show, it's because I love talking to people. Like if you took the time out to watch my video and then inbox me, I'm flattered. I'm writing
Yeah,
back. I'm getting to know you. But the things that people have been saying to me in the inbox, the love, I had people send me some things in the mail, which I never thought that would ever happen to me. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah.
Like my wife was like, wait, somebody, like I went to the door and I'll show you real quick. I went to my door and somebody sent me a new gaming controller. And like,
Man.
yeah, like, cause somebody heard me on live stream saying that my controller was messed up. They
Yeah,
sent me a controller. The next day
yeah.
I had a controller and I was like stuff like that, man. It really warms my heart, not because I got something free, is that people out there in the world that you don't even know will rock with
Genuinely
you
love you.
more
Yes.
than the people that are right in your own community.
Yes.
Like, these people, I made them my family. Like, these are people I got numbers. We are in group chats and threads and, we talk to each other every day in Discord. I talk to these people more than I talk to, like, my big family. So,
Yeah.
like, the love and I tell people when you start getting growth, man, do not take this for granted, man. These people rock with you. These people literally will watch your stream for hours at work and they don't say nothing because they're at work, and then they'll inbox you like, "Yo, nice stream. I was in the stream," and they'll quote word for word what you said. So that love, man, I never expected to get to this point. The growth that's coming with this is something I prayed for and something I'm going to continue praying for because I know that where we're at is cool and it's great. But when we continue to keep rising, the amount of good things we're going to be able to do for people, man, I can't even explain to you in words things we're going to be doing.
And that's exactly where I'm the mindset I'm trying to maintain far as
Yeah.
I'm not doing this just for myself. I'm doing this to build a platform where people can be heard. And it's crazy because I started this podcast late 2024 in October, right? But I didn't really take it serious until like December or November, December. That's when I start seeing my guests coming in. When I tell you, bro, I'd have interviewed almost 50 people from, and this is, and yet again, I only really give my podcast one day because I have a wife and son, and I
Yes.
don't never want to neglect time from them. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? But I'm still able from the father, of course, for giving me that at least that one day to create content and still be able to reach people. Like I'm being here like working on this every day. So with that, man, I had to take kind of breaks and stuff like that, but I'm still grateful other than 50, almost 50 people that I interviewed, bro, because it's
Wow.
like,
That's a lot.
it's, I never thought that was happening. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, the person who I interviewed first was a friend. So it's like, okay, well, that's a friend. They're going to kick it with me rather I'm good or not.
Yeah.
But now I'm meeting different type of people, and it crazy to me because, like I said, I don't communicate with people in Canada,
Yeah, yeah,
United Kingdom.
yeah,
I didn't think that was possible.
yeah,
So it's like, wow, if you really take the initiative to put your all and be sincere and genuine in what you're doing, it's no matter it doesn't matter how many people you reach, you'll reach a lot of people, bro.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I
If
just had to
if
say
you
that.
if you build it, they'll come. You know what I mean? Like, and the biggest thing with content creation too is if you show that you're passionate about something, that's where support comes from. Like every skit that I do, every video I do, I put 1,000% energy in it. When I stream and I go live, I don't just get on there to play a video game, blah blah. I'm speaking energy and life into people. Like when I put these crazy, wacky videos out there, it's nothing but energy and life because people feel that. It's like a vibration. When they swipe up and see your face, they wanna say, like, "I know that's Jay. I wanna hear what Jay gotta say." You have to have that command presence, and once you develop that, it blossoms, man, and that's the energy I wanna keep on growing, I wanna learn. Every day, people don't believe it or not, I spend hours learning craft, like, I spend hours, like, crafting things, writing things down, and just, like, you become, like, so obsessed with this, man, it's like I just love it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just something that once you speak it and once you do it, man, you keep rolling with it, you know?
Yeah. So something I want to know from you, your perspective, right? What were some of the challenges you faced when it come down to doing things on multiple platforms?
Honestly, the biggest thing is learning each individual platform and trying to like decipher the algorithms where you'll have a video, you'll spend all this time editing, like, man, this is a hit. You get 50 views. I'm like, what the 50 views? Man, this video's a hit. So learning the algorithms and learning when to post, how to post the hashtags and when you should do this, when you should do that, it becomes stressful. So like right now, I on Instagram, I have a schedule. So I got 5 videos in the loop schedule. And then TikTok, TikTok is just all over the place. TikTok is weird. And then Facebook, Facebook and then also YouTube. You're trying to learn it because then you gotta learn YouTube. You can't use background music for half your stuff because then they demonetize you. The video gets strikes. And then you gotta learn when you go on Facebook, you gotta make sure you don't say anything politically that is against their agenda because they'll take it down. So like once you're learning all these things and it sounds like it's you get overwhelmed, but that's the biggest challenge is learning. But once you learn it, it's like it becomes like riding a bike. Like I wake up in the morning, I have a video that goes out 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 6 o'clock every day. Majority of times. If not, there's 3 videos that go out every day. And in those videos from Instagram to Facebook post instantly right there. Then I do my YouTube and then my TikToks and stuff like that. So once you get that system going, it's easy just to go do. It becomes like just clicking something. But that's the challenge. The biggest challenge is those platforms for sure. Learning the do's and don'ts of each platform.
Because something I be talking to other content creators is that topic right there is how they able to try to manage being on. Cause I know certain content creators who just on Instagram,
Yeah.
certain content creators who just on YouTube,
Yep.
and their reason for that is I don't have time to figure out the algorithm over there. I learned this and I'm trying to master
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So just the simple fact that you're able to just post on all platforms
Yeah.
and still have some traction
Yeah.
just shows your dedication, man, and in your hustle when it come down
Yeah.
to your craft, man. So I want to know something. Since you're a video gamer, right? What is your top 5 shooters?
I'm kind of like I've always been a Call of Duty player. Always. So, like, my catalog is not that deep because I came in the game playing Call of Duty, and I'm still playing it even with all its challenges. I play it. I mean, I played some Rainbow Six Siege before. I played some Ready or Not. Ready or Not's a really good shooter with team. I try to dabble with Fortnite a little bit. I can't really get into Fortnite, whatever. I mean, I just played the other night for the first time ever, and my teams are emoting and stuff. Like I'm hearing Nicki Minaj in the background and Ice Spice. I'm like, yo, turn that down. I can't even turn down the emotes. Like you know what I mean? I'm getting frustrated. Now I'm yelling at them, telling them to turn the emotes down. So like it was overwhelming. But overall, Call of Duty, I've seen a lot of growth for Call of Duty because I can be very creative. A lot of my skits are Call of Duty based. A lot of stuff I talk about is Call of Duty. I may not say Call of Duty out, but people understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, I would like to kind of like expand a little bit when it comes to different games, when it comes to that. But like overall, I would just say Call of Duty
Okay, so what's your top 5 video games of all time?
all time. Oof. All right, so I'm a Mario guy. Love Mario,
Mm,
Nintendo 64. It's just one of my games. I played Crash Bandicoot back in the day. Crash Bandicoot. Obviously, Call of Duty's up there, and I would say the other two. See, I'm like retro gaming, like
mm,
Tomb Raider, back in the day, Tomb Raider, where her body's
okay.
built like a box. You know what I mean? That Tomb Raider. Before the graphics, when she was built like a box, we used to lock the butler in the little freezer. That retro, you know what I mean? I used to sit there all day at school. I'm like, Mom, I'm
Man,
sick, just to go home and lock that butler in the box, like you know what I mean, for hours.
yo,
Yeah, that was a time. And the last one I would say is like I said, like all retro gaming besides Call of Duty, like Sonic, man. I used to love play Sonic back in the day. But nowadays I don't really have like a favorite game. Majority of my content now is I actually talk a lot in the beginning and I game a little bit now. I'm trying to steer away from just a lot of gaming content. I'm actually trying to expand a little bit and get out of just like gaming because I never wanted to be recognized as a gamer. Never. I feel like I offer more to like people than just playing a game. And I think that's get off topic. I think it's why there's a lot of content creators get stuck mentally because they just fall back on gaming. And I realize that they are the prize. Like you are the prize, not the game. So me personally,
mm,
I'm falling back out of that. Yeah.
and I'm glad you mentioned that because, like, and I'm not trying to steer this back towards me, but
Yeah.
when I started this podcast, at first it was strictly gaming and news, but I had to kind of dibble and dabble and see what works and what don't work.
Yeah.
And I started realizing when you become more open-minded and start having variety of things, not just being all around like everywhere, but actually be a part of movies, music. Just being that type of content creator, you get way
Yes.
more
Yes.
audience than you do with just a certain type. 'Cause once you put yourself in a box, you're
Yeah.
limiting yourself
Very.
of your worth. So
Yeah.
I look that resonate with me very well, brother,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely feel you.
Yeah, because I know some cats right now that's really big Call of Duty gamers, and you could I started seeing a dip in their viewership down, down, down. Only because like the gaming thing is cool, even if you're a really top tier gamer. But at the end of the day, I really feel like the audience wouldn't really get a chance to know who you are, like talk to them, kind of engage with them. Playing a video game is cool, but like once you find that realm where you can talk about anything, people rock with you. You just unlock the cheat code, the content creation. If people would sit there and watch and hear you talk about, like you said, movie topics, movies by itself, you could talk for like a million years. How many movies are out there? That's my buddy has a thing where he talks about movies. That's all his thing is, and it's unlimited talking. Because now you have different opinions about the movie and different. So once you get into that, it's you win. When you just play a video game, you get locked in playing a video game. Before you know, you're not talking to your chat for 15 minutes. Me personally, as a viewer, I leave. I want to talk to you. Hey, how was your day? You locked in slide canceling. I want to see what's up with you. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like, and you know what? That was me when I first started.
Yeah.
Like you said about yourself, when you first started, it was all gaming. When I first got into gaming, that's my biggest downfall. I paid too much attention to the game and not the audience, and I lost 50% of my audience. And then
Mm,
once you learn. Oh wait, man, Joe Schmo came here to talk to me. How you doing, Joe Schmo? I may have died in the game, but who cares? They're here to talk to you. That's why I learned about, kind of creating your audience to make them like feel wanted by just engaging with them.
yeah. That's definitely a gem because a lot of people are unaware that, you know, you have to be active with your people. Look at Kai Cenat, for example.
Yeah, yeah,
Kai Cenat, even though he's not doing what he used to do anymore, it's just
yeah,
the presence that he left when it came
yeah.
down to interacting with the chat. Because I kid you not, before I realized who Kai Cenat was, and I knew Kai Cenat for a minute now. He's the first person that I actually heard to just say chat, chat, chat. Now everybody is
Everyone
saying
says it.
chat.
Everyone says it. Yeah.
So it's like that's the type of legacy I want to leave, where
Yes.
you have no choice but to copy me because I'm that great at what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yep. It's like a trendsetter, and even
Yeah.
like you said, Kai Cenat, like, and I always tell people when it comes to growth to pick that big figure person that that you want to not like mimic, but you want to learn from. Like I learned from big creators. One, like you said, Kai Cenat, the energy from that guy. Let's be honest, the energy was always on tap. You know what I mean? It
Yep.
was always high energy. Chat this, chat. When you say chat, I don't understand when people. I want people to understand this. When you say chat or you engage with one of your chat members, that's equivalent to like, now I'm not saying me, but that's equivalent like a Drake, a celebrity, looking at the chat. You feel like that person is talking to you. You know what that does to you? You know what that does to a person, a viewer? You know what I mean? So that's why it's that important to really address your community because they're like, oh my God, they just said my name. Oh my God.
Hmm.
And that's the presence you want to have. And that's why I said I learned from him with the energy. And I used to like study people like him, like, man, like how he'll get up the chair, he'll move around. He wasn't just sitting in his chair, very mobile. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. I like the energy. So like you have to pick somebody that you want to kind of learn from and then kind of blossom from, you can kind of like you build your name or your own character from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cause I mean, regardless of anything, you want someone who you can kind of learn from because if you think you have it all figured out, you're gonna
Yeah,
fail from day one.
absolutely.
And you got to understand, we have to learn from someone. We
Yes.
have to kind of like, and it's not piggybacking, but it's
Yeah.
just I'm taking what works for them and I'm finding what works for me, and
Yeah.
I'm making it my own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like for example, right? If a random content creator wasn't just to come out right now and be like, man, y'all people are trash, man. I'm gonna throw you in the trash can. It wouldn't feel
Yeah.
organic because I don't heard it
Yeah.
from you
Yeah.
and you made it funnier.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, nobody's gonna have that energy
Yeah.
like Ant, and
Yeah.
nobody gonna bring that to the standards of
Yeah.
how like you already done put that on a pedestal already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now if another person was to try to come in and kind of like piggyback off, it's gonna be hard for them to
And
fulfill because you already done mastered that.
and to believe it or not, it's already happened. And
Mm,
this is why I say your energy means everything. Because like you, what you're doing right now, once you cultivate that energy that no one can replicate far as Jay, then when people try to do it, what's gonna happen is people are gonna flood the comments saying, "This is Jay. You're still in Jay shit." I had one content creator, and one thing about me, I hold fault against no one because at the end of the day, we're all it's a rinse and repeat, cycle with all of us. None of us are doing anything unique. It's already all been done. We're just putting our own spin on it, essentially. I had a content creator who, made a video that I'd made, basically put my phone in the trash can because I actually started putting the phone in the trash can. Did a video, went viral. Another creator did it, and these people were sending me the video left and right. Like, "Yo, man, who does guy think he is?" Da, da, da. So I went to the video. His video got a lot of traction. If Jay, if you just seen the comments, almost every other comment tagging me. "Man, this is Reaper. This is Reaper." And you know what's crazy?
Man.
You know what's crazy? I never said anything in any of the comments. That made me feel so good though.
Yeah.
Because now people realize that the energy I put into my videos, it's mine. Now that's my baby. I don't care if anyone tries to do it. Cause now when people see it, it's out there already. So
Hmm.
people tried to do it, and instantly people were in there like, "Man, so and so did this video, man. You wildin', you wildin'." And I never once said anything bad to the creator. I just felt good. I'm like, man, people know I did this.
Yeah, because at some point in your career, and I had to watch this, right? It's a lesson that I had to kind of like watch others to teach myself. When you're building something as special as a platform, sometimes the best thing to do is not say nothing because your people is gonna say stuff. And you be like, it makes you tear a little bit, man. You'll be like, man, I got some good supporters, man, because
Yeah,
they really backing me up. So
yeah.
that's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
dope.
it really makes you feel good, man. It really does. And I think that at the end of the day, like, you can easily go back and bicker with somebody, but listen, that defeats the purpose. You know,
Yeah.
you the one who did it. Who cares? So it
Yeah.
feels good. It feels good. Yep.
Man, because that's definitely one of my questions I was gonna ask. Have anybody tried to copy you far as your
Yeah,
content and stuff?
and you know what's even crazier though? Is people have tried to copy it. So one thing I pride myself on, I always wanted to be more than one dimensional when it comes to creating content. So right now, I have about 6 originality things that I've done that I feel is really original to the internet. One, I do the funny skits where my phone's in a trash can and I create content from that. I've never seen that done, and I use that as a like an illustration of a trash gamer.
And the
2, I do the
trampoline?
yeah, 2, I do the other the trampoline one, yeah, the trampoline one. I do the trampoline one, that's original, and 3, the other one was, and a lot of people don't know this, I was one of the originators of the Movement Demon videos. So my
Mm,
TikTok actually blew up from me wearing my phone on my chest and wide and slide canceling in my house. And now a lot of people do it now, and I think it's cool that people are cultivating it. So I did that. The skits, obviously, I do all I write my own skits off scratch, so, like, that's
yeah,
mine, that's my baby, you know what I mean?
yeah,
No one can say I'm mimicking their skits because I wrote them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
One of my biggest goals is to get on Drewski's level where I can actually put money into the skits, where I can get people, like, outside people to come be in the skits. But, like, yeah, I've done, like, 8 and I did music, I do fake music skits too. So that's why I tell people, if you're gonna do something, do multiple things, so then if one fails, which is not gonna fail if you believe in it, now you have 8
Hmm.
things to fall on.
Yep.
Companies love that, you know? They love it.
And something I see far as, and that was making you still stay at the top relevant because you have originality, and then on top of that, you have different things that you fall back on. Far as like you mentioned, you got 8 ways of still creating content. If
Yeah,
one don't fail, the other ones will help it or whatnot. But it's just simple fact, like you mentioned, a lot of people get stagnant and
one
just focus
thing,
on one thing,
one thing.
and that one thing blows up. But
Yeah,
then when the momentum start dropping, they get complacent. They get
yeah,
scared because they don't know
yeah,
what to do next.
yeah.
So with that, man, is there some type of suggestion that you want to throw out there far as newly coming content creators when it come down to trying to find different ways of getting their stuff out there?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing, obviously, is research based. Find whatever genre you're in, whatever niche you're in. Find that top creator that you really look up to, just to see how they format stuff. Learn from that, and 2, just dig deep in your own uniqueness. dig deep. If you are a high energy a character in real life, and use that high energy on stream. I know a lot of cats that are high energy, but then when I watch their streams and watch their content, it's complete opposite. I'm like, whoa, hold on, I know you personally. This is not who you are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people want that. They want like we all sat there and watched the people that just get on. Like if you are who you are, be you, whatever that is. That's two. And the other thing I would say is hit the ground running and do it. You know, a lot of things we overthink things too. We're like, oh, should I do it? Should I post it? Does this look good? Who cares? Just post it. You know what I mean? And then you can always learn to tweak it afterwards. But you can't tweak nothing if you don't have anything. So you have to
Exactly.
post stuff, post and post. But then a week later, you can go back and say, "Man, that was stupid. Let me fix that." Then you can fix it. So the
Yeah.
biggest thing is just getting out there, hitting the ground running. Don't be afraid to be creative. My biggest tip to anyone is write stuff down first. A lot of people don't realize creativity comes from a pen or if a notepad, wherever it is. The thoughts that you have in your head, majority of people have the most brilliant thoughts. The only issue is they stay there. Once you transfer those thoughts to paper into a pen and you actually read those thoughts then become action. Does action becomes results.
Yes.
That's the truth behind anything. That's a lot of my skits sound freaking bizarre in my head. I'm like, man, that sounds stupid. I gotta write it down. Like I'm doing it. Like I did one skit where I was acting like I was robbing a bank, and
Yeah.
I literally acted out 5 characters. When I was writing this down, I said, man, this sounds bizarre. And then I acted out, and I was like, yo, this is. I was laughing. This is funny as shit. So,
Yeah. I mean, like they say, man, most of the craziest thing that you can experience usually be the ones that hit.
yes, yes, and, like, once you like I said, once you adapt you adapt to take that out your head and put it on paper, and then once you start recording it, it's gonna look crazy as heck, and then you're gonna put these fake sirens in the background, and you look like you're holding yourself at gunpoint, and once you do that whole production, you line up, you're like, "Man, this is wild," but it's like it's something that you just have to learn to do just to do it, man. Just write it down. Write it.
So with that, man, excuse me. With that, where do you see yourself far as being a producer for like you mentioned, you want to start having people being
Yeah,
skits and stuff like that.
yeah.
How far do you think you want to be far as getting to that point?
So
Like what are you pushing for?
right now, what I'm pushing for, and I truly believe that we're going to get there, is commercials for companies, for big companies, whether it be Doritos, whether it be whatever, like Doritos or for snacks or drinks. Big corporations is what we're coming after. The reason why I say that too is because I see some of the commercials on TV. They're trash. They're trash. And the biggest thing that companies don't even realize that they lack is relatability. Relatability is what's gonna sell anything. That's why I feel like I can have a big step in the game just because I know how to reach companies. If it was Doritos, I know how to reach the younger generation. I know how to reach the 30-year-old, the 40-year-olds. It's not that hard, but the biggest thing is they have a bigger budget. I'm doing
Yeah.
stuff from my home, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't notice, but I actually did a paid commercial for Call of Duty when Verdansk dropped. They actually reached out to me and hired me. I did a 45-second video. I was able to get my friends involved with that, and I made that like a relatable video too. So my biggest thing is reaching companies to be able to do these skits. These skits turn into commercials for companies to be able to do like if you're a lawyer to be for me to hire me and be able to film a nice commercial for you to reach the masses to bring you more business. That's what I see myself going with it because I have a lot of creative things. Unfortunately, things are going to start to reach a budget. And I know once I'm able to get that budget from other companies, I could take this creativity to like the next level. It's endless creativity at that point. So that's my goal. My goal is to start sending companies my resume, like, hey, I can get your commercial to 50 million if need be. Trust me, I can
Mm.
make it go viral. That's my goal.
Look, that's dope, man. Cause definitely once you have that charisma, that self-confidence, it's
Mhm.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people want to be able to read you like a book because they're gonna be like, well, that dude mean business.
yeah,
He's sincere about his work, his body of work and stuff of that nature.
yeah.
And you definitely got a portfolio on you when it comes down to your work, man, because going down your profile and binge watching some of your content, man, I noticed I'm like, look, this this brother got skills, man. When it come down to the way you're framing your camera or angling your camera when it come down to your slides and your
Yeah,
coming out of nowhere, jumping on the trampoline and running to the
yeah,
camera or the trash position of the you putting your
yeah,
phone in the trash. This stuff takes time and preparation, and I really feel like you mastered your craft. And
yeah,
now it's on to mastering other things far as networking, far as like broadcasting and stuff of that
yeah.
nature. And I wish you nothing but the best in that, bro, because I definitely I see it. And
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I just want to be able to say, man, I interviewed this dude.
Yeah, yeah, and man, listen, I'm excited, man. Like I said, I know where we're going with this, and it's not like I always tell people it's not cockiness. I the mindset we know where we want to go with it, and I say we because as a community, I always talk as a whole. These people are fueling the dream. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
mean that sincerely. Even you, we're all fueling this dream together, and I just know where it's going to go. I know it's taking a lot of hard work and stuff like that, but I'm excited for it, man, because I just know content creation is bigger than anybody. People don't realize how big content creation is nowadays. The old way of reaching people, knocking on doors is gone. Now you just hit live and reach people in Asia. So now we got to take advantage of that. So I know where this is going.
Cause at one point back, like say, let's just say 20 years ago, right? I'm not even gonna say 20 years, 25 years ago. And that's kind of like still in the 2000s. But back then, the only way for you to reach people is through commercials, through
Yeah,
actual network of the television, right? Paying so much money to get on these commercial slots or whatever the case may be. But now freaking YouTube, something that we saw back then, like, oh man, we get to watch a couple of videos.
yeah,
Now YouTube is its own network.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
can make so much money or so much people can be reached through these platforms now.
yeah,
It's crazy, bro.
yeah,
You'd be crazy not to want to make content.
yeah. And the biggest thing you just hit the nail on the head too, that content creators need to be motivated by, right? A lot of corporations right now, they're spending millions of dollars on commercial ads, right? Millions of dollars. Right now, let's say, because I love Dunkin' Donuts. Let's say right now, Dunkin' Donuts, they're spending X amount of money for commercials, right? If if Dunkin' Donuts gave me a $10,000 budget, I can replicate the same stuff they doing times 10 that's better. And that's being honest, because
Yeah.
a lot of stuff corporations are doing is fluff. It's special effect fluff. When in reality, if I know how to reach the masses, and I'm already reaching people now with 60,000 viewers, and you give me a big product like Dunkin' Donuts, I know how to create the perfect commercial for you that can make it so funny that Gen Z, Gen X is going to have to share. That people don't realize that. That's why I said content creators, when you really believe in yourself, understand this, that one day you get to say to yourself, these corporations are going to need me. Once you have that mindset, growth comes. And I know for a fact that's one of the products I wanted to work for is Dunkin' Donuts. That's one. Mark my words today. We're talking about it here. What is it?
Yeah, it's
Today
gonna
is
happen.
May 31st. I mean May 31st. We're going to work with them one day. I'm telling you. That's the mindset I want, and I gotta have. I'm hungry for it. I'm hungry for it. It's going to happen.
Cause one thing I do want to know from you, right, is what was one of your what's one of the key things that sparked the idea of I know I can do this and I'm going to make it happen. What was that like what was that moment that sparked this whole thing for you?
So growing up, like years ago, like me and my buddies will always hang out, and I was always the one making people laugh. I mean, no matter where we went, I was making someone laugh. And one of my buddies, besides the streaming guy, one of my buddies said, he's like, "Yo, man, you missed your calling. Like, you should be doing comedy. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, like, I always make people laugh, whatever. Like, you should do it. And what really sparked for me was I did a video once, and I was just talking into the camera. Did a video, and I shared it to a few friends. And then a guy reached out to me. "Yo, bro, like, you don't do stand-up comedy?" I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Well, you should start doing comedy because, like, you're very engaging, funny, whatever." And from that point, like, just hearing somebody that I didn't know say to try something, it kinda sparked the idea to post content. Like, besides my friend, it kinda like he's like He nudged me a little bit. I kind of did it. And then I started posting content. My buddy helped me get into streaming. The one guy was like, you need to start posting content, videos. And then once I posted my first video, it didn't do well. But after I watched it, I'm a big believer of going back, watching my own stuff. And believe it or not, this is going to sound so corny. But there's a lot of times where I watch a lot of skits, I rewatch them because I'm like, damn, I'm like, I get shocked sometimes. I'm like, how the hell did I even formulate this
Pull that
idea?
off.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because like my wife yells at me sometimes. She's like, "Are you watching yourself again?" I watch to learn, to get better. Because I know for a fact if I were to tweak this, I were to tweak that, it's almost like you start to look at your craft, you start to kind of like analyze it a little bit. Now I'm at that stage where I'll watch the same video that I did 5 to 10 times and then go back to the drawing board and tweak it. Like I have a little whiteboard right here, and I just tweak it, you know?
Yo, and by you mentioning that, that's something that I was doing
Yeah,
with my first interview, right? I was looking at it like, and my wife also said the same thing. She was like,
yeah,
"You getting on my nerves watching yourself on the TV," but I'm like, "But I'm watching myself on the TV though."
yeah,
But one thing I'm learning, I'm like, okay, what things am I doing? How can I improve on my far as interview questions? Like,
yeah,
how can I get engaged with the guests to make them feel like I want them here and
yes,
stuff of that nature, man? And I feel over the time I done worked on my craft and got it to
yeah,
the point where okay, now I understand certain words that I can't say because I'm saying
yes,
it too much.
yes.
Or it just you have to study yourself to become a better version of
Have
yourself.
to, have to. It's like a sport. It's like watching film. You know what I mean? Anyone who really values their craft is gonna go back and say, "I'm gonna rewatch it, tweak things, fix it, add some stuff, take some stuff out, add music, take music out." And that's what I do. I literally sit here for hours. Like tonight, I'm gonna be sitting here for a while and just tweaking things, working on next week's content, and telling myself, "Let's hit 100 million views." We know we may not hit it. Who cares? But you're just tweaking things to try to get to that point. And it's
Mm.
constant, constant.
So so with that, man, what where can people find you and whatnot?
So right now, my Instagram name is the only name that's different. Instagram is TheGymReaper101. Twitch is Gym Reaper Gaming. Everywhere else is Gym Reaper Gaming. TikTok and Gym Reaper Gaming. YouTube Gym Reaper Gaming. Also Twitch is Gym Reaper Gaming and Kick. I stream Monday through Friday. My time's a little all over the place. It's either 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. But I post every day. I mean, there hasn't been not one day in 3 years I haven't made. I tell people if I'm not streaming, you will see a post of me. So yeah, I'm gonna make some posts. So that's where people can find me. I'm also I'm on Snapchat too. That's TheGymReaper101. A lot of people sleep on Snapchat. Snapchat is a very good platform for exposure. So Snapchat is good. And also, I believe that's it. I believe that's all the platforms.
Okay, okay. And what's something you want to leave to the audience, man, to about you, like what you want people to know or what you want to leave towards them?
Yeah. The biggest thing I'm gonna leave for people, it honestly has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the people that's watching. Is to believe in yourself. I know that's very cliche. One thing I say to people when I'm on stream, if you people out there truly believe that you possess something that can help change lives or your own life, and you feel like God has given you a gift, and there's days where you feel depressed because, man, why am I in this constant funk? I'm driving to work. I'm constantly doing this, constantly that. It's only because you have that burden on your life because God has put a gift. And when you feel like you're depressed, and you feel like, why am I should be further than where I'm at, it's because that gift is so heavy, it's trying to peak out, it's trying to get out. So my biggest
Mm.
advice to people out there that's hearing this message is it's time for you to do it. It's time for you to put that burden aside and do it. I say that and I say that for this reason. A lot of people don't realize this, but years ago, I was very depressed. I battled depression, stuff like that. Went through a lot of stuff in my life, and I realized that there was a calling on my life. And the calling on my life was this content thing is just the peak of it, but it's just to engage and to help people get through tough times. And you have the same calling on your life. And it's time for you guys to really step forward to your call. Your life will start to change. You're going to start seeing your life really blossom when you stop putting the doubt and start putting biggest things better.
Man, I received that a whole cold heartedly, bro. Because that's something that I've been struggling with far as that burden. The burden been so heavy to the point where you have I'm giving you this voice. Let it be heard. So I greatly appreciate you coming on the show today, Mr. Ant Man, and blessing us with some gems and the knowledge that you have and sharing us funny stories about how you got started and everything.
Yeah.
And thank y'all so much for even watching this episode and being a part of something that's amazing far as what I'm doing and what he's doing. And we definitely appreciate everything y'all do, man. And we love y'all. And we catch y'all next time on an episode of the Retro Pioneers Podcast. Peace. How's that, man?